It feels like a civil war inside your head. The logical part of you makes a plan. Save more, spend less, invest for the future. But another part, a powerful and impulsive force, takes control and drives you in the exact opposite direction. You're left with the frustrating question, why do I keep sabotaging myself? This isn't a failure of character or a lack of willpower. It's a failure to understand the rules of the battle. You have two minds operating in one skull, each with a completely different agenda, language, and set of priorities. The conflict you feel is the result of a predictable, ancient neurological design. For thousands of years, this internal conflict has been described by philosophers and psychologists. They gave it many names, but one metaphor captures the relationship perfectly: a rider on the back of an elephant. The rider is your logical mind, holding the reins, believing it's in control. The elephant is your emotional, impulsive self. The rider can see the future, it can read the map, understand compound interest, and make long-term plans. It speaks in logic and reason. It's the part of you that downloads a budgeting app, sets a savings goal, and knows exactly what you should do to secure your future. It's your conscious, deliberate self. The elephant, however, lives entirely in the present. It doesn't understand spreadsheets or retirement accounts. Its language is emotion, fear, desire, pleasure, and pain. It's the ancient, powerful beast of instinct that has kept our species alive for millennia, focused solely on immediate threats and immediate rewards. It is immensely powerful. And here's the first part of the brain law that guarantees self-sabotage. When there is a disagreement between the rider and the elephant on which way to go, the elephant always wins. Not sometimes. Always. The illusion of control is shattered the moment the 6-ton elephant decides it wants to go a different way. So why is the elephant so powerful? It's because it's hardwired directly to our survival systems. For 99% of human history, the world was a place of immediate danger and scarce resources. If you found a berry bush, the correct survival strategy was to eat all the berries immediately, not to create a berry savings plan for next week. The elephant's prime directive is to avoid pain and seek pleasure right now. That programming is millions of years old. A credit card statement is future pain. It feels abstract, like it isn't real. But the dopamine hit from an online purchase is immediate pleasure. For the elephant, there is no contest. It will always choose the immediate feeling. This explains why traditional budgeting often fails. A budget is a document created by the rider. It's logical and makes perfect sense. But the moment you feel stressed, tired, or bored, the elephant takes over. The elephant gets tired of the rider's strict plans and seeks immediate comfort, which in our modern world often means spending money. Think about the last time you made an impulse purchase. Was it a moment of pure, logical calculation? Or was it driven by an underlying feeling? The marketing industry understands this perfectly. They don't sell products to your rider, they sell feelings to your elephant. They create ads that trigger desire, envy, or the promise of relief. The rider's biggest weakness is that it gets tired. Willpower is a finite resource. After a long day of making decisions at work, your rider is exhausted. This is when the elephant is strongest. It's why most bad financial decisions, late-night online shopping, ordering expensive takeout, happen when your logical mind is too drained to fight back. So the law seems simple. The emotional elephant overpowers the logical rider. This is the lie your brain tells you, the feeling that you chose to buy that thing, when in reality, your logical mind was just a passenger. But this raises a terrifying question. If the rider is so weak, are we doomed to be slaves to the elephant forever? The answer is no. You are not doomed. The secret to financial control is not to strengthen the rider through sheer willpower. That's a losing battle. The secret is for the rider to become a better elephant trainer. You don't win by pulling on the reins harder. You win by making the path you want the elephant to take the easiest path available. The first rule of training the elephant is to shape its environment. The elephant is powerfully influenced by what it sees and feels. If your phone is full of shopping apps sending you notifications, you are constantly tempting the elephant. The rider's job is to remove those temptations before they appear. Make the bad behavior harder and the good behavior easier. This is the power of automation. Automating your savings and investments is the ultimate rider strategy. It's a decision you make once, with your logical mind, that directs the elephant's path forever without requiring any further willpower. The money is moved before the elephant even knows it's there to be spent. It's the easiest path. Another strategy is to speak the elephant's language. The elephant doesn't understand. Saving for retirement in 40 years, that's abstract. But it does understand a picture of the beach house you want to retire in. The rider's job is to translate abstract goals into vivid, emotional images that motivate the elephant to move in the right direction. You must also respect the elephant's needs. If the rider's budget is too restrictive and allows for zero fun, the elephant will eventually rebel and stampede through your entire financial plan. A smart rider builds in planned, guilt-free spending for the elephant. This keeps the beast happy and willing to stay on the path for the long haul. By understanding this law, you shift from being a frustrated passenger to a clever strategist. You stop blaming yourself for a lack of willpower and start designing a better system. You are not fighting your brain, you are aligning its ancient power with your modern goals. This is the foundation. But there is a deeper level to this. Let's review the law. The rider is the planner, the elephant is the doer. The elephant is far more powerful and operates on emotion and instinct. Direct conflict leads to rider failure. Therefore, the rider's job is not to force the elephant, but to guide it by shaping its environment and motivating it with clear, emotional goals. This mental model explains nearly every financial mistake. That impulse purchase? The elephant saw a shiny object and overpowered the rider. That credit card debt? The elephant chose immediate pleasure over the rider's understanding of future pain. Procrastinating on investing? The elephant's fear of immediate loss is stronger than the rider's logical understanding of long-term gain. The feeling of being lied to by your own brain is real. It's the rider creating a perfect plan, only to watch, bewildered, as the elephant does the exact opposite. The lie is the post-purchase rationalization the rider creates to make sense of the elephant's actions. I deserved it, or it was on sale, is just the rider's story to soothe the cognitive dissonance. Your entire financial environment, from social media to supermarket layouts, is designed by expert elephant trainers. They know how to trigger your elephant's desires and fears to make a profit. They create paths of least resistance that lead directly to the checkout. Without understanding this, your rider is leading the elephant through a minefield blindfolded. The true path to financial peace is to stop the civil war. It's to accept that you are both the rider and the elephant. You need the rider's wisdom to plan the journey and the elephant's power to actually move. The goal is alignment, not suppression. You are not broken. You are a magnificent ancient beast with a very smart modern guide. Understanding this dynamic is the first most critical step. But it opens up a new, more profound question. We've talked about the two agents in your mind, but what about the invisible script they are following? What is the underlying blueprint that dictates the kinds of thoughts the rider has and the kinds of desires the elephant feels? Today, we've dismantled the most frustrating aspect of personal finance, the feeling of fighting against yourself. You now have a powerful mental model, the rider and the elephant, to understand why this conflict exists. It is not a moral failing. It is a feature of your neurological design, a remnant of our evolutionary past. You now know that the path to control isn't through more willpower, but through smarter strategy. You must become the trainer, not the dictator. By shaping your environment, automating good decisions, and speaking your elephant's emotional language, you can align its immense power with the rider's long-term vision. This is the foundation of lasting change. You can now diagnose your own financial behaviors through this lens. When you feel the pull of an impulse, you can recognize it's the elephant speaking. When you feel overwhelmed with planning, you can see it's the rider getting tired. This framework moves you from being a confused victim of your urges to a conscious observer of your own mind. But this leads to a critical question. If the rider and elephant are the actors, who wrote the script? Why does your rider believe certain things about money? And why does your elephant crave specific forms of comfort? The answer lies in an even deeper layer of your psychology, the invisible blueprint that governs both. This blueprint is your financial identity. It's the collection of deep-seated beliefs and stories about who you are in relation to money. It's the force that ultimately commands both the rider and the elephant. If you feel ready to stop just managing the conflict and start rewriting the fundamental rules of your financial life, there's one more thing you need to see. The video on your screen right now is the next step. It exposes this invisible blueprint and shows you how to begin rewriting the core laws that control your decisions. Don't just manage the symptoms, fix the source. Click the video and let's go to that deeper level of control and understanding together.